currently Saturday and I just took the compost out of the freezer, filled up this entire bucket, and I'm gonna go drop this off later. I'm gonna let it defrost before I take it. If you can hear that in the background, that's Milo eating, but I am going to water some of my plants. I always check with the larger leaves, so if I can squish it really easily, that means it needs some water. Like right there. And then I'm gonna let that drain in the sink. Pretty much everything that needs to be watered today is a string of anything. So all my string of hearts and a string of pearls. Yeah, this is how I check. It definitely needs a water because when it's fully watered, it definitely feels more firm and I can't bend it as easily. Let me see. Yeah, the variegated string of pearls is finally trailing. It's pretty long. Let that sit for a little bit. It's currently Saturday and I am doing some plant care. What else is new? From my last video, it seems like there was interest in the save or splurge on the home decor in my house. So I will be filming that. I do have some updates on my ficus Audrey. If you follow me on Instagram, I shared that it is growing. I am so excited. Like that little leaf right there has given me so much hope and it's adorable. I think this was just a case of extreme shock. That I think is gonna grow another leaf just like this one. I don't think there's anything else really on here, but oh my gosh, there's more growth. See? I brought my moisture meter over here so I could check on it. It might need to be watered, so we'll see. Oh, actually no, it doesn't need water. All right, so we have some new growth over here. This is a really pretty marble queen. I got this from TJ Maxx. I obviously like the look of it, which is why I bought it, but I do wish it didn't have the plasticky looking white on this part, but it was a good deal. I actually have been too lazy to cut off the tag and it's still on the back. That's actually useful in this case, so it was $24.99 at TJ Maxx, coming with the plant stand and the basket. Milo is chilling in here sometimes when I work, so he has a bed up here. I recently got another little bowl. I have a terracotta colored one downstairs and it's from Target. It's made out of bamboo melamine. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it's by Boots and Barkley. And I have the large size for him downstairs, and I really like this bowl because it has the grip on the bottom. Sometimes he gets a little crazy and he runs into things, so it makes it so he doesn't spill. It kind of fits perfectly over here, so when he's hanging out upstairs, he has access to water instead of me bringing his one bowl up and downstairs, which is what I had been doing. I don't like the heartleaf philodendron actually on here. It's supposed to be all the way up there. So I need my husband to put it back up there. That's why it's over here, because short people problems. My Sansevieria moonlight had actually started growing again after I repotted it from semi-hydro into soil. So if you haven't seen that video, you can check that out. Yeah, it needs water. Let's do a height comparison of me and my variegated monster. Oh my gosh. It's taller than me now. Not that that's like the hugest accomplishment because I'm not very tall, but when I got it, it was maybe up to here? Halfway? I'm such a proud plant mom. Okay, when that is done draining, I'm gonna put it back in its spot. Every single time I water the variegated monstera, it splashes everywhere. I have to water the plants downstairs Every time I do plant care, I'm just thinking about the people who have hundreds of plants. How? How do you do it? Not gonna lie, when I get busy with life, I get overwhelmed with my plants sometimes. And I don't even have 100. I have like 50 something, 60. I don't remember the actual amount. I do not think I could ever be someone who has hundreds of plants because I feel like I have a good routine down of how I take care of my plants. So for the most part, I don't really get overwhelmed, but when I do get super busy, I would be much more overwhelmed if I had more plants. But if you can handle it and you have hundreds of plants, that's awesome. I just don't think I could ever be one of those people. Yeah, so when I water it, I try to get all of the leaves wet and everything, and then try to get this pole wet. When I got the plant, that's what it came on. And it's not really pretty because I just use random things that are around the house to attach it. And then this right here is the wire grid. The plants are doing well. I'm not gonna lie, I neglect this side a little bit too. Yeah, that might be dry, which is why there's some yellowing there. Yeah, I like how bright this corner is, and this one is definitely trailing because look at that. This is where the Monstera constellation is. These are older leaves, which are probably going to die off, but I have to add more water to that. But the newer leaves aren't as variegated. So. I am going to just remove some of the yellow leaves. Whoa. The roots have gone a little crazy, but I'm going to leave it. I just don't feel like repotting some of these unless it's an actual semi-hydro flush day. On days that I just refill up the reservoirs, I don't feel like doing too much. So we will deal with that another time. Okay, so I know I'm very lenient when it comes to the water and everything and having the roots grow out like that, but as long as it's a plant that you didn't just repot, it should be fine because the roots are acclimated to this kind of medium already. It's inevitable for the roots to go down into the water because I mean, it's gonna grow down. But if it's a plant that you had just repotted, I would be a little bit more careful with all of the roots in water like that. I do keep the water level around the 1/3, like 1/3 the size of the reservoir. Yeah, I explained that in all of the videos that I have in my semi-hydro playlist. I'm just removing some yellow leaves just because I don't like the look of it. Okay, that one's hanging on strong. That one can stay. So at this point, there's like not much water in there, but I'm gonna fill that back up. And then, so now we bring everything back and put it on the wire grid. I went to Daiso pretty recently, which is where I got that bucket for freezing my compost, and I saw that they still had this wire grid. So if you're interested in making something like this, you can totally check out Daiso and see if they have it near you. I have a couple videos on how I actually made the rest of the stuff for this wire grid. It's really just a copper wire and then an S hook. So that's how everything stays up, and it surprisingly is sturdy. And there we go. Oh my gosh. All right, everything is back up. Oh, look at that, so cute. I think this needs water. Actually, nope, actually, it's pretty good still. It's doing really well in this corner. Still have no plant up there. I will figure it out at one point, but let me see. The Hoya Curtisii. I actually put water in the reservoirs pretty recent. I don't think I'm really good with Pilea peperomias. This desperately needs some water, and I do neglect this plant. Yeah, I'm gonna bring that upstairs. I don't know the last time I watered this one. I do like how low maintenance the yucca is though. Okay, that could use some water. It's like bone dry. I don't have this in some hydroponics because I don't feel like converting it, but it does have new growth at the top, so that's a good sign. I just forget to water this one a lot. I showed this fairly recently, but I think it's exploded in growth ever since, and I will be repotting this eventually. So whenever I do, I will film it, but I think I'm gonna put it in like a, before I think was starting to climb up, and now it's really, it will probably trail if I put it into a normal pot. Also, here is an update on my husband's Stephania erecta. You can see the little leaf is starting to form again, so that's cool. This is a cute little corner. I'm gonna water the yucca. I just brought the cup of water downstairs and I'm gonna pour it in. And then I just take a look at the bottom to see when the water drains out. It's a pretty fast draining soil. Let's see. That's it. So I only used about that much water. And it drains out the bottom, and then it's gonna soak up the rest from the bottom, so that's all done. I've been watching a bunch of old sitcoms, and I just rewatched all of The Nanny, and now I am rewatching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So one of my guilty pleasures is energy drinks. I don't drink it that often, but this one is a new one. Ultra Watermelon. It's one of Monster's Zero Sugar ones. I also like the green one and the white one. Oh, it tastes like the Sour Patch watermelon candies. It's pretty good, but I feel like drinking this whole one would be kind of intense. Hi. What's up? That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.